Hello everybody, it's Hot Jupiter here, back with another episode of Kerbal Space Program with the newest episode, version 1.0.4. Today we're going to go to Minmus. So here we go, let's get into it. But before we go to Minmus, we should probably upgrade some of our stuff to get some better rocketry. So I'm going to go ahead and grab the heavy rocketry, where we get those bigger 2.5 meter parts. We're going to get the Poodle and the Skipper and the kickback solid fuel booster. Yes, please. Don't really think I'm going to need anything else. I don't really like to get these little tiny parts because I think they're kind of useless. I mean, that's just what I think. A lot of people do use them, and I think I'll save these things too. But, yeah, we'll stick with that for now. Oh, and I do see here that I can't get access this next further area, mostly because it's giving me a little thing here. Cannot research technologies over 100 science at this level. So if I want to get these ones, I'm going to have to upgrade the R&D building. But I'm going to wait on that because if we right click here, the upgrade is pretty pricey. I mean, 676,000 credits. So I only have about 700, which, I mean, I do have enough to get it. But that won't leave me much cash left to build rockets and such in case I screw up royally or something. So what I'm going to do is go to Minmus first, get all the money and stuff from that, and then we're going to upgrade the R&D building. Alright, so let's go over to the whatever building. Where is it? Mission Control. Let's go ahead and grab some stuff. It's been a long time since I played KSP, so it might be a little bit like, whoa. Alright, Orbit Minmus we have. Still have to do these things, but I'll get to that eventually. This pretty much expires never. Let's see. Stable orbit around Minmus. Is there anything about landing on Minmus? Let's see. Plant a flag on Minmus. We can definitely grab that one. Ooh, geosynchronous orbit. That's kind of cool. Ah, ADD. Stay on task. And perform temperature scans of Minmus. So we get to go to these different, like, locations. Like Sector QF7, Kraken's Vantage, Dinkelstein's Breach, and Sector QRD. So I guess all those places are on Minmus. If we're going to Minmus, we might as well grab that too. That gives us a nice little advance, which is pretty nice. So we're going to get some orbital science, some temperatures, stuff, and we're going to plant the flag. Let's build a vessel. Alright, here we are. Let's pick a pod. Pick the Mark 1 lander can because it's the lightest thing around, and we are going to plop on here this Mark 116, this Mark 16 parachute. We should probably put a heat shield on it, so we're going to throw this thing on here. Now, I'm still not sure if that's actually going to work. Like, it looks like it's not going to work, but the other alternative just is too big, so we're not going to use that one. Go ahead and grab a separator. And we're going to plop on here one of these large Rockomax tanks, because we're going to be doing a lot of jumping around on Minmus. We're going to want to get all those in one shot, in one mission. So that's why we're going to do it like that. Now, I don't have enough science, or rather, I don't have enough tech points available to go and get the larger landing struts, but these should be okay for Minmus. I mean, after all, it's very, very low grav there. They should support the spacecraft, so we're going to stick with those things. And we're going to plop on here two of these radial side engines. Now, if you switch over to body Minmus, you'll see that we have stupid amounts of thrust-weight ratio. We could probably get away with an engine a little smaller, but I kind of like these engines. It kind of keeps them out of the way. I don't want anything on the bottom of the craft, so maybe we'll just stick with that. Although, let me just test something out. So we have Delta V 3100. What about with this guy down here? 3600, a little more Delta V, but like I said, it gets a little too tall. You get all that space down there, and the legs just, they're not going to make it, so we're going to stick with these two instead. Because I want to keep as much clearance away from the ground as possible. I want these legs to be able to make it. So we're going to stick with that. Alright, now we are going to need a good deal of science and some comms. We'll slap the comm dish on there, slap the Kerbal Engineer on there, it sinks in like that. That's better. And we should probably throw the goo containers as well as some Science Juniors on there. So let's see, how can we do this? Can we get away with slapping 2 of these on the side like that? Yep. And actually what I might do, let's put the thermometer on first. We are going to need a thermometer as well. If we want to take some temperature readings. Let's see. I'll turn off the angle snap so I can just plop that right there. And the pressure, there's no pressure on Minmus, but I think it still does give us science and a funny little dialogue, so we'll just keep that. We'll save this thing. Minmus Explorer. Alright, now as far as the Science Junior goes, we are going to need to slap that on there somewheres. 2 of them at least. Well, maybe what I can do is lower the engine down. Maybe I can just pop these relatively high. It might clip, but it's letting me do it. Yeah, that works, right? Sure, why not? It works. So let's see. Yeah, let's make this thing look a little smarter, a little more aerodynamic. So we'll stick with that. Maybe we'll strut it, just because I kind of don't like how it's just stuck like that. There we go. Alright, next we're going to need some power. So let's see, we'll throw on maybe 4 batteries down here. And where? Huh, that's a new part. See, I've been away from this game for, I don't know, maybe a month or 2, and there's already new parts that I have no idea what they do. Maybe someone can explain it to me in the comments, or maybe I'll just stop being lazy and look it up. That would be the day, right? Now, I'm not going to really add any ladders on here because the Kerbals can just simply jump onto the spacecraft once they are at Minmus. So we'll just kind of leave it like that. Let's see. Command and control. I probably should put a stabilizer on. Right? Probably. Now we get to put that below this. That's about as tall as I want this thing to go. Looks pretty goofy as it is, but we'll stick with that. Alright, so this will be our little dinky Minmus thing. Explorer. So since we started going with these bigger things, we need to make this also a bigger rocket. So let's see, slap one of these. Now let me just think. I think what we'll do is I'll have like a little separate stage just to get the ship to Minmus, and then now I'll build the main launch stage. Unfortunately, we're stuck with the skipper engine. That's the largest one I can afford right now. Those aren't extremely powerful, but I think if we do it a good asparagus setting, I think we can do just fine with it. Again, I'm going to purchase this. Set up the asparagus like this. Good old asparagus never lets me down. Make sure to strut that baby up, because this thing will be unstable otherwise. There we go. And let's see, do I have what's some calls? Little little boosters. No, I don't have the Separatrons yet, so we'll have to be a little careful when we stage this thing. Otherwise, it will be bad. So let's organize our thingy here. I am probably going to stick on here a couple boosters too. And we got these big ones, why not? Oops, I hate when it does that. There we are. Oh my god, those are big. So we'll go with those, and we'll make sure to strut those too. Oh my god. And one last thing, we'll stick on these little stability enhancers. Okay, now let's just double check. I want to make sure that all these things are firing over here. Those will go first, then those will go, then that'll go, and then that'll ignite. So let's see, we're looking at by stage 6. Now let's add one more stack on. Might as well. It's not 100% even. Just gotta move it up just a hair. Just a hair of a hair. That should do us, and we will also take this thing and apply this pipe going in this direction to complete our asparagus. So, let's see. First thing that's going to happen is these are going to... no, that's no good. We just want this and this and this and this. Okay, so that's good. And the next thing we want to separate is this over here. And then finally, these ones will separate. That'll give us a little more oomph getting up there into space. I think that should do it for us. Let's just check the aerodynamics. I'm pretty sure we need these things now. Might as well use them. Makes it look just a little more streamlined anyways. Alright. I think that's everything. Let's just do a last double check. We can go ahead and empty the monopropellant out of here. This thing's yelling at me. No ladder, that's fine. Oh, we might be overweight. We might be overweight. That could be a problem. The launch pad can't support. Yeah, that's a problem. Well, we might not be able to do this, guys. New launch pad is only 423 thou. Let's do it. We'll get it. Got that launch pad. We're fine. So now we can pretty much launch anything we want. Essentially, for all intents and purposes. And it's happy now. So that's nice. Hopefully we still have enough funds to also grab the new thingamabobber, but I think we'll be alright. Dang it, go away. Okay. I think we're ready. Let's pick a crew. I'm going to want a pilot to make use of that SAS module. We haven't used Valentina in a while. Valentina, you're up. You're up for another journey. We'll save it. We'll launch it. Alright, here we are on the launch pad. So let's go ahead and get this thing started. Throttle. SAS. Here we go. She's a bit heavy. It's those damned skipper engines. They are not the most powerful things. But we have good acceleration. I'm not too worried about it. Thrust weight looks good. I think we'll be alright. The only thing I am a bit worried about is these boosters are very long. I'm worried about them kind of colliding with the spacecraft. Unfortunately, I don't have any of those Sepratron engines, so I really could have used those. I'm just going to throttle back. So we are picking up some vibrations. I can see it. She's just jostling. And I started to see some effects, so we're just going to keep throttling back, save on some fuel. These boosters pack a nice punch. Now, I would normally be starting to turn this thing, but I'm just paranoid that if I start turning it, they're going to fall into the engine. So I'm going to wait till they depart before I start turning, like that. Now I'll begin the grav turn. Oh, not too much though, you son of a gun. Come back. Come back. I almost lost it there. She almost tilted all the way around. If I didn't have Valentina's expert piloting with that SAS on there, this thing would have been doing cartwheels. Would not have been a good thing. Would not be fun. One of these days I'll pick up these three. God, I'm such a procrastinator. I'm so bad. I don't even know how you guys still subscribe to me. It's amazing. But anyway, I'm just going to boost this thing up. Oh, we did lose a couple engines. Hopefully they don't break. Okay. Thank goodness. I'm also going to turn this thing like so. Just because I feel better about it. I'm going to go up to full throttle. Apoapsis is getting pretty high, so I need to start moving this thing. Moving it. Just got to start moving it. And I love that advanced SAS you get to control, like these things here, like MechJeb back in the day. Remember MechJeb, guys? Oh god. Never really was one for using it. I kind of just use it for the smart ass thing. But hey. Just gonna keep her at the prograde mark. Heck, I might have over budgeted the hell out of this fuel. I did way too much fuel. Which, you know, brings me to a next good point. If you want to plan any sort of trip with any sort of accuracy, there's some really nice graphs online. You just do a quick Google search for, like, KSP, Delta V, map calculator, or something like that. And you will find some really nice, like, trip planners, like, just graphs, you know? And they'll be able to tell you just how much Delta V you'll need if you want to make it to, you know, this trip or that trip. I don't really look at those because I think that I'm good enough to do these things, but as you can see here, I have way over budgeted for fuel. I'm gonna have so much fuel, like this whole stage is useless basically. But you know what I always say is that it's better to be over budgeted than under budgeted. The only problem with this is in career mode it could be a little unforgiving because now I've spent money that I didn't really need to spend. Probably could have got away with just a single double asparagus. A single double asparagus? That doesn't make any sense. Probably could have gotten away with just a double asparagus and it would have been fine. But, you know, I have to do it the Hot Jupiter way, which is just slap it together with some duct tape and cross your fingers and hope for the best. So here we are in space. I'm just gonna keep an eyeball on my power and stuff. Now this is budgeting for the double engines, which are going to run out immediately. Basically after 1 second those engines are going to die. So what I might just do is just let them burn out. There they go. Kind of just separate them, get away from them. So now it's saying our burn is 40 seconds. So basically I can start burning now. That's better. I'd rather have an accurate representation. Lovely city lights down there. Very nice. Okay, our orbit has flopped. Meaning we are essentially there. I might have gone a little too far. Yeah, I did. That's okay, though. That's fine. Alright, so if you guys remember my Minmus ferry mission, you'll remember how to get there. Basically, what we want to do is there's Minmus, find it, set it for target. Now we got to change our inclination because, as you can see, it's not 0 degrees. It is raised a little bit. It's a little bit wonky. So I'm going to go to one of these whatchamacallers. We're going to go to the ascending node, pop a maneuver. Do it till it flips. That'll do us. Here we go, changing our plane. And as you can see, our blue orbit is now matching up with that orange, not orange, what am I saying? That green-yellow thing. That red-purple thing. I can do colors, I swear. And we'll just eyeball it. That's NAN means you've done it so well that the computer doesn't know what to think about it. I think that's what that means. Alright, so now we gotta plan our trip to the little moon. I'm gonna burn in front of it, probably about right around here, or maybe it's further. I can never really remember correctly with Minmus. It's tricky. So yeah, not far enough ahead. There we are. What I'm going to do is actually focus the view on Minmus so that I can kind of see what's going on with it. So I'm going to be going around that way. That's fine. Periapse is 49. Relatively around the equator. I'm not going to really mess with that too much. In fact, that's probably fine. Yeah. Let's see if I can get it any closer. Oop, that's not closer. Oop, oop, oop. It's so sensitive. It's ridiculously sensitive. In fact, I'm just leaving it just like that. 39. Once I get out there, I can adjust it down further. Basically, I want to get this to a low orbit so I can get that low orbit science and all that good stuff. So that's us. Tab back to our Explorer. By the way, awesome hint someone gave me. Hit backspace and it automatically brings you back. It's amazing. Alright, let's point this son bitch, this SOB. Let's point it back here. To our node, and we are going to get ready to fire this thing. There we go. Burn, it's going to take, yeah, it took a minute. It's going to take a minute and 11. Definitely had a little too much fuel. Like, this tank's useless. Didn't even need that one. Oh well. Beautiful underside of the ship, thanks to the planetary shine mod. Planet shine mod, I think it's called. You see it just glowing a little bit blue as it's reflecting some of those blue photons from the surface of Kerbal. Let's just kill this thing. I just want to kind of nudge it in there. Let's see what we got. Now, it doesn't really know what to make of this, so we're just going to fix it a little bit. It's saying we might have this, we might not have this. It doesn't really know. Let's just make it sure. Basically, I'm just going to nudge it in this direction. Oh, that makes it worse, actually. Yes, it does. We'll flip it. Down to about 12. Nice and close. That's probably fine. It still doesn't like know what to make of it, but I'm sure, like, I'm pretty sure it'll be fine, hopefully. Hopefully it'll be alright. I mean, it says it's gonna be just like this, so I'm gonna trust that and assume that it's gonna work. Beautiful. Alright, let's get ourselves warped out. There's a nice moon right there, a nice view of the moon. Alright, so we're about halfway there. Where's our Minmus? It's still flickering around, not sure if it's going to work, but I think it's going to be just fine. Warp a little bit further. There's the system right there, and there's Minmus right there. We're getting close to it now. Go ahead and pull a little bit closer. I'm still a little bit paranoid that it's not going to do it right, but I think it should. It's saying it's going to be right there, so. Hey, look at that. It's coming in hot. Perfect. Now we are going the wrong way around it, but I don't really mind that so much. It doesn't really matter too much. If it really annoyed you, you could just simply pull this thing this way, and then back, and you'll have yourself a proper orbit going the proper direction. In fact, how much would that take? Oh, only 23 meters per second. You know, we might as well just do it. Might as well just do it. This is one of the more intuitive burns. Most of the burns in this game don't make any sense when you look at it from a human, earthly perspective. But this one actually makes sense. You want to be going this way around it, so you just got to push yourself that way. And since we have extra fuel to spare, we might as well just do it. See that just little flip, letting you know that now you're facing the other one. Periapsis 26. We'll keep it. Place a maneuver. Close it up. In fact, I'm going to bring it in a little bit closer. I think low Minmus orbit is like absurdly low. It's like stupid low, like unsafe low. Like maybe around 8. We're gonna do that. We're gonna do that. What I actually might do is I might now cut off this engine because I know it's a colossal waste of fuel, but I can't see myself maneuvering without driving myself insane. It's just too heavy, too cumbersome, so let's get rid of it. It's not going to be that much. In fact, that engine will just swing around and it'll escape, and the engine will actually be in this sort of orbit forever, which is fine. No big deal. So now I can actually move a little more smartly, makes a little more sense. So we're just going to warp in. Now, one thing I should probably do is start doing some experiments. Report, high over Minmus, we'll send that back. Observe the bay. High radiation environment, we'll grab that. We'll also observe the goo, which feels right at home, apparently. Log the temperature. But it still gives us 18 science anyways, so that's pretty nice of it. Log pressure, again, instrument reads 0. It's as if we were in a vacuum. Still gives us 27 science though, so we'll keep it. We'll also do an EVA report. High over Minmus. Heck, while we're out here, we might as well reset and recalibrate. Oh, we can't. That's right. Can't reset the experiments. Thank God. Okay, I can still take that. So this is automatically reset, I'm pretty sure. That was almost a colossal failure right there. I almost forgot you can't reset these experiments, so what we're going to do is I'm going to save this Science Junior for the surface. That's what we're going to do. Okay, fine, it's no problem. Let's get ready to make our burn.